Hi friends, we are Jonas and Christina Davison. We serve in the city of Tokyo with a team of missionaries working to plant churches.
Our primary focus is working with artists to produce new worship music for the Japanese church and to disciple and enable artists through the power of the gospel. So we wanted to take a minute and kind of look back over this past year. And it's February now, so we probably should have done this earlier. But
2021 was a year characterized by just agonizingly slow progress.
like a montage year, like if we could compress it into the 30 seconds where all of a sudden you get all your training and all this stuff that really takes years. If we could just do that, that would be 2021. It was every day putting in time, but feeling like, I can still barely communicate. But one of the highlights was that we had a speech contest. So I got to do that, made a fool of myself, but came in third and got to speak about kintsugi, which is an art form, Japanese art form that's really close to our hearts and showcases the gospel. And it was really meaningful at the end. There was a lady from the Ministry of Education, and she mentioned how much it meant to her that we were taking the time to really look at Japanese culture and appreciate the beauty there and see the meaning of these things. So that was really sweet to just hear that the meaning of the gospel was breaking through in a small way there.
In 2021, I got to go back to dedicating a few hours a week to language lessons. And in December, for the first time, I took the Japanese language proficiency test. And they have 5 levels. I decided to take the N3.
She killed it.
And we found out this month that I passed that, which I was really excited about because it was my first try. Now I get to look forward to continuing to study and hopefully taking the N2 maybe at the end of this year.
One of the things that we've talked about is that over the past 2 years that we've been on the mission field is we've had a lot of dissatisfaction. We know that the wrath of God is satisfied in Christ, but what does it mean for us to find true temporal satisfaction in Jesus?
This year, from the very beginning of the year, my prayer has been Psalm 90, verse 14. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, that we may rejoice and be glad all of our days. My heart is so easily dissatisfied. I so easily lose my grip on that sure and steadfast knowledge that Christ is enough for me, that his love is enough for me, and that it can make up for all of the other dissatisfying things in my life. So that is my prayer for us as a family, that the Lord would satisfy us every day afresh with his faithful love that never fails.
The kids are generally doing really well. Maggie communicates really well. She's really excited to speak with people, and we got to take a short family trip back to the U.S. and Maggie began speaking to us in Japanese, and that started a number of conversations because there would happen to be a Japanese person wherever we were, at the zoo or at a park or whatever. So Maggie's desire to communicate with us in Japanese sparked these conversations.
As she has gone through her 4th grade year, there have been a lot of changes, a lot of new struggles, and one of the things that has really helped her is that we started a mother-daughter Bible study in our home. It's been a terrific opportunity, I think, for these girls to build relationships with other people who have that similar feeling of not knowing quite where they fit in. They speak different languages at home and at school, and it's really helped Maggie to have friends that, like her, are a little bit different in their daily lives. Keith has been doing really well this year. In 2021, he finished 1st grade and moved on to 2nd grade, and he's really enjoying himself and has made a couple of friends that he brings over to our house frequently for play dates, so that's fun. And Judah is just living his best life in preschool. He loves it.
He's about 3 sizes bigger than any of his Japanese classmates. We need to sign him up for rugby as soon as we can, I guess. So.
2021 marked 10 years since the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami that happened in March of 2011. And so we got to participate in a conference here in Tokyo to commemorate that event. And I was given the opportunity to give a short concert as part of that conference on one of the tsunami violins.
There was a grove of pine trees, beautiful trees, and they were all washed away by the tsunami except one. One tree remained.
They call it the miracle pine because the tsunami didn't carry away that one tree.
But this one pine tree had been dying because of the seawater had poisoned the tree, and so eventually
there's a violin maker who decided to create instruments out of driftwood reclaimed from the wreckage after the tsunami.
He was able to get part of that pine tree when it finally died, and he took that little bit and he made the sound posts of these instruments. The sound post is the part of a string instrument that gives it its life, that makes it really make sound. It's really the soul of the violin, and so he put the sound posts made from this miracle pine tree in these instruments.
Towards the end of 2020, Keith was diagnosed with ADHD. And he had been having a really hard time adjusting to life as an elementary school student. I had been invited by the school to go with him to school and sit with him for months leading up to that conference and the Tsunami Violin concert. And because I had already been in the school, they allowed me to bring the Tsunami Violin in to show the students. And that's an opportunity that during the pandemic, I probably wouldn't have gotten if I had not already been going to school with him to help. So we were really grateful for that. It was a terrific opportunity. The teachers were so amazed that a Westerner would care enough about their history and that tragic event to want to commemorate it and come in and tell the younger generation about what happened and help them remember.
So we have a few things that we're really excited about coming up, not the least of which is there will be a new member of the Davison family, or there is a new member, but this new member will be brought forth this summer, God willing. We'll be having our 4th kiddo. Everyone's excited and everyone is praying for a girl, so no pressure.
The due date is June 17th, so you can be praying, please, for a healthy pregnancy and a safe delivery, and for our adjustment to being now a family of 6.
One new thing that is coming about that we're working on is a hymnal project with a group of musicians and artists in our broader church community.
We want to make it a resource that everybody can take and adapt to their own congregation's style of worship.
Looking at it being probably a 2-year project or more, and I'm just amazed at how it seems like people have latched on to the idea and are coming together around it. We continue to be supported in ministry by viewers like you. So we want to say thank you to those of you that are part of that team. And as we wrap up this video, man, we miss y'all. We look forward to reconnecting when we're back in a couple of years. Feel free to reach out and connect with us over email or text. In this amazing digital world we inhabit, we're not that far away sometimes. So, blessings, and we'll see you around the bend.
Good team.
Good team.